Yes.
And welcome back to Sports on Tap. I'm Rob John. We have Josh Jeffy, Ed Dick, Sean Duffy.
Yo.
And we're live from Z's Cream and Bean in Hinckley, Ohio, 2706 Boston Road. And want to thank everyone for coming in today. You know, the Olmsted Falls baseball team, Jeff and Mike from the Achievement Centers.
What a great organization.
That was pretty cool.
That's a great organization.
And Ed, nice job getting them to come in and talking about it. You know, it's cool the NFL draft, happening, that they were able to do that. And I think it's such a great organization, for those kids just to have that kind of experience to play sports.
Yeah, you don't get, there's not a whole lot out there for organization when it comes to stuff like that. Outside of just, going outside and doing it on your own, but you don't have the opportunity to do that very often. So, it's obviously it's a fantastic cause, and they've been doing it for over 75 years. So that's crazy. It's a testament to how well that organization runs.
No, I thought it was awesome, and now we're gonna bring in, and he's gonna start being a part of our show.
Yeah.
His name is Big Tim.
Big Tim.
Tim, welcome to
Thanks.
Sports on Tap.
Thanks. Good to be a part of you guys.
Dude, you already got you got some airtime. You got FaceTime on the pictures
right?
here.
Look at this.
My God, look at this guy.
He's
FNG's hooking you up,
right?
So let's give a little background to Tim. Tim, you got hooked up with NEOSportsinsiders.com. You're well, talk about what you're doing. You're going to be an intern. This is your internship. So Sports on Tap has an intern. So
we're making it up in the world.
Let that
this is unbelievable,
in.
Tim.
Yeah.
We've never had an intern, so you're our first intern.
We
here.
barely
I'm glad to be your guinea
listeners.
pig.
So talk a little bit about your experience, where you go to college at, and what you're looking to do.
Well, I'm born and raised Cleveland Sports fan. I live in Richmond Heights right now. Go to Indiana Wesleyan University, and really growing up, I want to be Tom Hamilton, and that was my thing growing up. I listened to all the games, and that was my dream, and I'm sure a lot of people felt that way. So I went to college studying media communication, and now I got this opportunity to be an intern for you guys and for NEO Sports Insiders. Looks like I'm going to be doing some game recaps for them for high school sports, so it fits right in with you guys. I'm pretty excited to get started. Sometime soon, probably in the next week, I'll get going writing those stories.
I think he's got a solid radio voice.
Yeah, he does.
I could buy him as a. No one's Tom Hamilton, of course, but I could buy it being. I think you're better than Rosenhaus. No offense to Rosenhaus.
Thanks, I'll take that.
Wow.
Man.
I don't know about Rosenhaus.
Well, because you're comparing him to Tom Hamilton, and that's just
That's
not fair.
Okay, I'll give you that.
That's not fair. It's like you're comparing John Michael to Joe Tate.
No, I'm not because that's
I don't know who
I like
any
John
of these
Michael,
guys
and I
are.
think John Michael.
Yeah, you do.
Is pretty good.
Oh, you might not.
I don't.
There's
know
been
these
experience. There's been exposure to John Michael from his days as the Monsters, the voice of the Monsters. So maybe that's what it is.
But he's no Joe Tate.
No, who is? And I'm not making that comparison.
So.
He's also not working directly with Joe Tate.
Well, I think we have actually Tim's new nickname. We're going to call him Hammy.
Hammy. Wow. Hammy.
Because he wants to be like Tom Hamilton.
Hammy
Some big shoes to fill. I
Okay.
don't know if I can
Alright.
live up to that.
Sorry, Tigers fan. I'm sorry you're not down with the Indians lingo or the.
I'm not.
The
but I'm
nomenclature.
just saying. That
It's all right, Sean.
Hammy the intern. I like it though.
It is. It's very catchy. But you like the Indians. Was there a favorite player you had growing up of any of the Indians players or a player in general, if you like?
Yeah, just like one of those Olmsted Falls guys. Omar was my guy. I loved watching him growing up. Those plays,
Yeah.
unbelievable to look at, and
plays.
it's really unbelievable now to see Frankie Lindor start to make some of those plays. I don't know if you saw any of that game last night. He had about 15 balls hit to him. It seemed like all in a row, and it's unbelievable watching him play now.
Yeah, he did.
What were your favorite sports growing up, and what did you play? What did you participate in growing up?
I played rec league baseball growing up, that kind of thing. And then when I got to high school, I went to Cuyahoga Valley Christian Academy, and I played football there 4 years. I actually played guard and defensive end. We were a pretty small team, so it was
You held your own, though, probably.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I kind of had stone hands, went in as a tight end, and that didn't work out, so they threw me on the line. But I loved it, getting down in the trenches. It was a lot of fun.
So is that your favorite sport, like that you're looking forward to covering for NEO Sports Insiders? Is high school football, or are there other sports you like too?
Really, I've always loved baseball more than any others. I didn't end up playing in high school just for different reasons, but yeah, I'm excited to cover baseball and football and everything. I've been able to do some of that at school, and now it'll be really fun to do it back in Cleveland where I've grown up, and I'm more familiar with the teams, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Where in Indiana is Indiana Wesleyan?
It's in Marion, Indiana. It's about an hour south of Fort Wayne and an hour east of Indianapolis.
Oh, okay. Goodness.
Yeah, kind of in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, no, sounds like it.
So how did you find a college like that? Did they come to your high school and it fit what you were looking for, or because that's probably a little bit of a drive for you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's about 4.5 hours. It kind of worked out in a kind of strange way. My dad actually ended up taking a job with one of their satellite campuses in Mayfield, so he worked there, and there's a little tuition benefit if a parent works there, so it was hard to turn that down. And once I found that out, and then found out they had a great media program too, it was pretty much a slam dunk for me.
What did you do? Did you have like a radio show in college? What did you do there?
Yeah,
what kind of exposure did you have there?
Yeah, I'm actually just finished up my junior year, so I got one more year, and I've been on the air doing a music radio shift since the spring of my freshman year, and I've actually been the general manager of our radio station for the past year, and I'll do that again next year.
Jesus. Why is he our intern?
Yeah.
We should be his.
Yeah.
What's going on here, guys?
Yeah. That's impressive.
God.
So with general manager position, what do you do at your radio station? I mean, are you in charge of everything that goes on, like the programming and all that?
Yes and no. There's a professor advisor over me, but as far as the day-to-day stuff, scheduling shifts and all of that stuff, that's falls on me, scheduling remotes and all that kind of stuff.
What Rob's really asking is, are you hiring, and would you be willing to have an interview? That's what he's asking. That's what he's getting at right here. He wants to be in southeastern Indiana, covering that area.
Really?
Yeah.
I do?
I'm sorry. I thought I was your agent. So.
Oh, all right. Well, I'll let you do the work then.
Okay.
I'll just stay out of this
All right.
conversation.
Yeah, you're the talent.
I think Rob would be more comfortable with Tim being his agent rather than you.
I mean, obviously he's more successful in the business, but I'm a lot cuter.
Whoa.
That's
You're right. You really are funny. You are the funny guy.
I am the humor guy. You know.
He's the funny guy here. How about that?
Oh, man. Well, we've been watching the Cleveland Indians right now. And, there's a guy at our table that has some weird hat on. I can't understand what's on his hat.
What I didn't appreciate is when this whole show started, the lovely people at Z's Cream and Bean came to me. And, let me lay the scene. I walk in, and Josh takes one look at me and starts whispering. He starts going around and whispering. And he's like, and he wouldn't tell me, but he just kept looking at me and laughing. Now, being the large man that I am, whenever someone's snickering at me and not telling me what's going on, I think something's up. So we're setting up, and all of a sudden, someone comes out with a broom. Now, mind you, I'm wearing a Detroit Tigers hat. If you listen to this show, Rob, Josh, and Ed and I have gotten into some serious conversations.
I don't remember
the Tigers.
those.
Mostly just Rob and Sean.
Yeah, well, yes.
Ed and I just sit back and just.
Ed and I have had a couple, but
yes.
But normally it's reserved for Rob and myself. So he comes out and he hands me a broom because in the first series that they played, the Tigers got swept by the Indians. Yaha. And they've won the last 2 games over the Indians, and they're currently winning the current game over.
You'd be impressed, though, with this. I mean, the Tigers they're in this game with only 3 hits. The Indians have 14.
Yeah, that's the other thing. The pitcher who started tonight apparently just was called up recently, so I don't know. He only gave up 5 runs, and I'm shocked with the amount of hits he's given up. So.
And this is with the Indians and Tigers. The Indians scored 4 runs in the first.
It is first and second with nobody out in the bottom of the 8th. Tribe up 5-3.
I mean, okay, we get it. Okay.
So that's dandy and all, but how about them Cavaliers last night setting a NBA single-game record with 25 three-pointers made in one game. So, Tim, did you watch the game? What did you think? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, absolutely. I watched the game. I I couldn't believe it. I just love that ever since the finals last year, everyone goes, oh, well, are they going to be able to beat the Warriors? Like, oh, the Warriors have all these 3-point shooters. And then you look at that. The Cavs are the ones setting that 3-point record. And I don't know, Steph Curry's out again for their next game. And I know we got to stay focused and get through the Eastern Conference first. But I'll tell you what, if they can keep shooting like that, it's going to be a fun series. And we might bring that championship back home to Cleveland.
I mean, if I'm Golden State, I'm keeping Steph Curry out until if Portland wins this next game, then maybe I consider bringing him in or at least dressing him. But no. I would keep him out until they necessarily have to.
The Western Conference Finals, game one.
I mean, let's be
happen.
honest.
Yeah.
I mean, the Western Conference, Houston, I couldn't even believe they tried to bring him back against a terrible Houston team.
I think that from what I saw, they brought him back to test if it was one of those debilitating injuries, if he could still go on it and if he had strength in it. Because I think he came back, and that was before the MRI was actually done. And he said there was still some structural weakness in there, so they wanted to get that. That's just what I heard, because as soon as he went down, it was like break into everything on ESPN. Steph Curry fell down and hurt his knee on some sweat, Meanwhile, LeBron James is basically getting punched in the face against the Pistons and getting, and still averaging almost a triple-double throughout that series, and it's just a small little highlight, But Steph Curry bangs his knee, and all of a sudden the world's coming to an end.
And one thing about the Cavs, their offense is taking the center stage because they're shooting the lights out. But one thing about the Cavs, and that it's really come to light, especially with Kyrie Irving, is their defense.
Yes.
And J.R. Smith. J.R. Smith in this series with the Hawks is locking down Kyle Korver. Kyle Korver is one of the best shooters. He's one of the best shooters, if not the best shooter on the Hawks, and he's one of the top shooters in the NBA.
Yep.
And J.R. Smith not only is doing enough on offense to score a high number of points and a high percentage of three-point shots he's making, but he's doing an excellent job on the defensive end against Kyle Korver, where Korver's basically been non-existent these two games.
Yeah, isn't he like one for the entire? He had a couple of shots.
He made a mid-range jumper yesterday.
Yeah, I think that was a big deal because it was like a third quarter or something like that he made it.
But the point in hand is that when it comes down to the playoffs, defense is key. And all season the Cavs' defense was under scrutiny because it wasn't very good. Excuse me, but they're doing a very good job, and you have to give credit to the coaching staff. And I think even more so the players for actually putting forth that effort.
Yeah.
Because we talked about a lot. Defense is effort.
Yeah,
it is.
A lot of it. And the Cavs have been putting forth the defensive effort, and it's showing.
Speaking of effort, what I'm noticing and again, Tim mentioned, last year in the finals, everyone was like, oh, can they keep up that same effort? What I'm seeing and what I'm loving is it's like Tristan Thompson turned the switch on for playoffs. How many offensive rebounds is he getting? How many second chance opportunities? It's almost as if, especially last night, it wasn't just Tristan, it was Kevin Love too, who's also helping out in that offensive glass. And, those shots that those heat checks that J.R. Smith was shooting up, weren't that bad because a lot of times we came down with the offensive rebound. Mm-hmm. It was a glorified pass on the inside. If it hit the rim, it just reset the shot clock.
It's nothing more demoralizing than the first three that the Cavs attempted ended up being an offensive rebound.
Mm-hmm.
And that just from the get-go, you're already looking at, oh, God, this guy's getting offensive rebounds already.
Yeah.
So even if the Cavs miss on the first try, they're usually going to end up getting a second, maybe even a third shot, and they're not going to miss. More often than not, they're not going to miss three chances of getting a bucket.
And what's helping that is you see it now a lot more than last year. And I think last year in the playoffs, the injuries kind of had to play that isolation offense. Now with Kyrie healthy, with Kevin Love healthy, with J.R. Smith playing as well as he is, you see a lot of that, a lot more movement, and it allows guys like, Shumpert is he had a monster dunk going on the. You never see that. He's more of a spot-up shooter or a mid-range shooter. So I think the ball movement is just in this series causing Atlanta fits because they don't have anybody that can play LeBron James one-on-one. As much as they talked about it, the Pistons did have, or at least said, look, LeBron James is going to have to beat us. We're not going to let anyone else get these open shots. And I think Atlanta, for some reason, is adopting the opposite policy where they're like, hey, let LeBron take a wide-open three-point shot. Listen, I know he's not the best shooter in the league, but you don't leave one of the best players in the league open like that and just dare him to beat you from beyond the arc because he's going to make more of the shots than he misses in that sense.
Well, I can say, in this series so far, the ball movement on offense has been incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, the way they've been moving the ball and the unselfishness out of each player, really. How many open shots yesterday did they get? There's a lot of conversation about, the three-point record and how it was done and everything like that. And in my opinion, the Atlanta Hawks need to learn how to play some defense. I mean, when you let teams have the open shots they had, I mean, the Cavs shot lights out, but you also didn't have a hand in anybody's face. I mean, J.R. Smith was on fire. I mean, Kyrie was hitting them from all over the place. I mean, LeBron had 3 3-pointers in, I think, the first half, and LeBron usually doesn't shoot a crazy amount of 3-pointers. So Atlanta's defense, they can cry how it was done and everything. How about you play some defense and learn how to stop this team because they weren't able to do it?
Well, you got to play the percentages, too. I mean, I doubt Atlanta thought that they were going to shoot 55% from the field on threes while shooting 45 threes. I mean, let's be honest. They wouldn't have been shooting 45 threes if they didn't make the first 18 of them.
Right.
Yeah.
Or if they were trying to chase a record.
And you guys mentioned, Rob, you mentioned good, solid basketball, ball movement, not many turnovers. So far in these 2 games, the Cavs as a team have 54 assists to only 18 turnovers.
That's huge.
That's a 3-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio, and if you keep up with that, you're going to be winning a lot of ball games.
I mean, they had 20 assists on those 25 threes yesterday.
Yep.
I mean, that 80% of your threes are assisted on. That's fantastic. I mean, doesn't get much better than that.
And looking forward, if you're Atlanta, I mean, even if they made the adjustment to stop those outside shots, they're still mismatched down low. I don't think there's anybody. I mean, Paul Millsap could maybe D up LeBron in the paint, but you still have Kevin. Like, it's almost right now. I don't know if I'm Coach Budenholzer or whatever his name is in Atlanta. I'm sitting there watching tape like, okay, let's D up on their perimeter shooters. But all that does is leave, Tristan Thompson down there banging on Al Horford or Paul Millsap, and then LeBron James or Kevin Love does the same thing like they did in the Detroit series. I really just think, I mean, for the first time, we're seeing what we were promised with this team. And I think for the first time, we're seeing Kevin Love understanding his role, at least for however short a period of time it is. We're seeing that. We're seeing Kyrie Irving be more of a distributor, more of a point guard type player, but he's also able to take, when he needed to in game 1, he was able to make, 7 of the last 8 points or whatever they scored to win that game was Kyrie. He was able to take over the game. That's what this team has needed because everybody knows LeBron James is going to want the ball in crunch time. Now it's like, well, maybe LeBron's going to get it, but maybe Kyrie's going to get it. Maybe they throw it down low to Kevin Love. Maybe J.R. Smith hits some weird shot going out of bounds with his legs over his head. Did you see that shot last night? Like, he was out of bounds when he let go of that ball.
I don't even know if he looked at the hoop.
He didn't.
Did he look?
I think he was trying to go for the foul, and it just went in. Like, it was that kind of a night where anything put up from the three-point land for the Cavs was going to go in. Except for, unfortunately, when Mo was trying. At the end of the game, Mo Williams was doing everything he could.
Got one.
He did, but I'm saying, like, they were trying to get that record, and Mo's just sitting there tossing them up. I love Mo Williams, but he got frustrated because he wanted to be the guy there. But
it was fun to watch, and I don't know if Atlanta. I mean, do you guys think Atlanta? There's a question, to the Atlanta head coach. Is there anything you can do differently coming up in Atlanta to change your philosophy and stop the Cavs? And I mean, he really said we have to change everything, basically.
Yeah.
I mean,
and that's a scary thing for a coach in a playoff series if you have to go back and change everything.
Especially, going into Game 3. I mean,
Yeah.
what do you guys think is going to happen in Game 3 in Atlanta? Is it going to be the same kind of outcome? I mean, do you think the Cavs will roll, or do you think it's going to be a little bit challenging? Tim, let's start with you first.
I think, if the Hawks, I think they're going to come out a little more physical, and I don't know, it might be kind of like that Boston series last year where bodies start to roll, or even like the Hawks series last year. Forgot about that. Delly going at it with Al Horford. I think we might see a little more scrappy play. And
the dirtiest player in the game.
Al Horford hates Dellavedova.
Yeah, so we'll see if they take out some aggression after being embarrassed. And
Al Horford's
I really think
wife hates Matthew Dellavedova.
Is it wife or sister?
This is his wife, I think.
Wife.
No, it was his sister.
It was his sister.
It is his
Whatever.
sister. Never mind.
Whatever.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I think if the Hawks come out physical, they might be able to stay in it, but I really don't see them giving the Cavs too many problems.
I think it'll be a closer game.
God, I hope so.
I think it's going to be close. They'll come out firing. The only thing I'm worried about is them trying to hurt one of our players.
You know what? I don't think they. From what I understand, Atlanta's not like that. They don't have a reputation like that. Boston kind of had that reputation with Jay Crowder, and those guys are a little bit known to be rougher. And Brad Stevens isn't afraid to get that team to play that way.
Yeah,
they're not. Atlanta is not used to doing that, and I can't see them stooping to that level and going completely away from what they've been successful on. I think the problem is the Cavs are just the perfect matchup for them, and the main difference last year was we have LeBron and they don't. Yeah,
I just hope Humphreys doesn't get down and dirty with.
That's really their, I guess, for lack of a better term, enforcer. And if Chris Humphreys is your guy coming off the bench to intimidate LeBron James or intimidate Kyrie Irving or get physical with Tristan Thompson down low, guess what? We're going to win that battle 99% of the time. I know he was that. I literally saw him come in last night and start to get chippy. And at a certain point, I could have swore I saw it may have been Shumpert or it may have actually been LeBron go to him and go, dude, what are you doing? You're down by 40. Like, don't play me like this is Game 7 down by 2 with 5 seconds to go. You're down by 40. Be down by 40. We're shooting lights out. You can't stop me from doing that. And I think, and I was looking on Twitter, and somebody pointed like, there's angry LeBron, and I love angry LeBron because angry LeBron means I'm going to step on your throat and wait till your neck crack. Like, happy-go-lucky.
That's pretty intense.
But that's what he is. Like, he's intense now. That's and he's in that playoff mode, and that's what we want from him. And the best thing is, again, he doesn't have to carry the whole load by himself.
What do they say? Number 23, Zero Dark 30 is now activated.
Yeah. Oh, I think, I think all this talk about the Hawks need to be more physical and what Charles Barkley said. For one, I think the referees in Game 3 are going to be really cognizant. I think I said that right.
Cognizant.
Thank you. I
thought you were saying condensation for some reason.
Well, whatever.
Well, there may be condensation.
You guys understood me. But I think they're going to really be keen on that, and they're going to call a very tight ball game. And I still think I predicted it before the series started in my NEO Sports Insider 6-pack of random. That'll be posted. That is posted every Friday on the website.
NEOSportsInsiders.com.
Yes, that I believe the Cavs will win in 5. I think the Hawks will get one game in here. But that was before the series started, and I thought that might have been Game 1 or Game 2 with a little bit of rust. But I think that might have been a spine breaker of a game last week. So if the Hawks do not win Game 3, I think it will be a sweep for the Cavs.
I, would agree with that. I think.
Of course you do, Rob.
Not everything. I think it'll be a close game coming up tomorrow. If it's a blowout, I think the Cavs win in 4. But I feel like it'll be a close game. 7-3, Cleveland Indians over the Tigers. But I think the Cavs probably will still win in 4. But I think tomorrow night should be a really close game.
I hope not. I rather like having playoff games that are blowouts and my team's winning and my stars don't play in the fourth quarter.
What I don't want is to wait a week and a half for another series to start. Like, that was that was painful.
You know what was nice, though? At halftime, I decided to go to Home Depot and get some stuff to fix my sink.
Did you go to Bed Bath & Beyond, too?
I did not go to Bed Bath & Beyond.
You didn't have enough time.
Exactly. Didn't have enough time.
But it's a lot of fun to see the Cleveland team start sweeping teams.
Quick question.
It's nice.
Which one of the two teams on the other side of the bracket do you want to see?
It doesn't matter. Bring them both on. Bring them on. The way that this team is playing right now, I want to play Miami, actually, because I want the Cavs to beat Miami, and I want them to clinch the series in Miami. So all those good Miami fans, and I put up the air quotation marks, could witness.
And
terrible fans.
And you want Dan Lebitard sitting center court.
Yes, so he could see it.
With Stu Gatz and his dad.
Yes, and then LeBron can go to center court and go Gladiator. Are you not entertained?
No, because I'll be out at South Beach.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So are the Cavs? Tim, did you say are the Cavs going to win the series in Atlanta, or is Atlanta going to sneak a game out of here?
I think it's a clean sweep. Honestly, the way they're playing, and the way they demoralized Atlanta. If they don't come out and have a strong first half tomorrow, I don't think they're winning one game this series.
Totally agree.
I think the NBA is going to institute a new rule that they're going to end the series after Game 3. Just mercy rule. They're just going to let the clock run in Game 4.
I'm okay.
The Vegas line for the game is only 2.5 tomorrow.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
I'm not sure what's going on with that.
But Ed's thinking about throwing down.
I don't do that. I do not bet. Not my position.
Oh, okay.
But if you were to bet just for, let's say,
credits?
for
Credits.
like a
Is that what they say in the radio? They always say credits.
yes. Would you take the?
I mean, how could you not take the Cavs?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Cavs, I mean, -2. Yeah, I wouldn't touch the point spread, but I'd take Cavs outright winner.
Wait, you wouldn't take the point spread at 2?
Because they could
2
win.
points.
I'd take the Cavs plus.
I don't know.
I mean, the Cavs didn't play.
tough.
I mean, comparatively speaking, the Cavs didn't play that well on Monday, and they still won by 10,
7,
11. 11.
It's true.
All right, I take the
Interesting.
points.
You
But
convinced
you're right.
him.
But
I
you're
don't know.
right.
That's a
Going
sucker.
off
It's a
at-
sucker bet.
Yeah, you're
It's a
going off
sucker
at
bet.
-2. Like, that doesn't make any sense.
People want you to pick the Hawks. That's why.
I'm not
Yeah,
picking.
but I don't know why you're picking the Hawks. If
All right.
it's too.
Not even
Whatever.
the Hawks' moms are picking the Hawks against the Cavs. Friday,
Al
bro.
Horford's sister's not.
Well,
Oh, she
she needs to keep her mouth shut and let Deli Vadova handle it, bro. Deli Tree, baby.
well, Tim, welcome aboard, my
Yeah.
friend.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it's 9-3 now, Sean.
Oh, come on.
Roll Tribe.
Sweep. Oh, he even got a. Did you just say roll tribe?
I did.
He got
That's
that
it.
in
I
there.
like that.
There you go.
Now we got 4 against 1. All right, I
This
think
is great.
this is going to work out very nice.
No, Tim, thanks for coming up. We appreciate you driving.
Yeah,
all the
looking
way
forward
from
to working
Richmond
with you.
Heights.
Yeah, thank you. I'm
take
excited
the
for this
wheel.
summer.
Come on.
All right, we're Sports on Tap, part of the NEO Sports Insiders Network, live from Z's Cream and Bean. Come on up, join us. First Thursday of every month. We're also on Twitter at SOT Podcasts, on Facebook as well. We're on YouTube, and you can listen everywhere. We're there. All right, we're Sports on Tap. Thanks for listening. Have a great weekend, everyone.
For the best coverage of Cavs, Indians, and Browns, check out neosportsinsiders.com. neosportsinsiders.com brings you breaking news, opinions, and video from all things related to your favorite Cleveland sports teams. Like us on Facebook and follow at NEO Sports Insiders on Twitter for live updates from all the games. neosportsinsiders.com, bringing you the best in Northeast Ohio sports coverage.
Join Sports on Tap the first Thursday of every month at Z's Cream and Bean, 2706 Boston Road in Hinckley, Ohio, as Sports on Tap talks local Ohio high school sports, Cleveland sports, and national sports topics. It's all happening at Z's Cream and Bean the first Thursday of every month starting at 7:30 p.m. Join us.